Once upon a time, there was a beautiful garden full of the most wondrous creatures, plants, trees, lakes, and all that the nature has to give. The sun always shined so brightly in the garden. The water always happily glistened from the beaming sun. The massive leaves of the trees provided shade for all the creatures and plants on the ground. Everything was perfect in the garden. The garden was left in charge of 2 caretakers, one for each half of the garden. The first caretaker was called Priscilla.
Hello!
Priscilla took care of the garden the right way. She would clean up the mess on the ground.
Oh no! What is this? Oh.
And of course, she separated recyclables from the other trash.
Yeah!
She would always make sure to water the grass and the plants. And finally, Priscilla made sure to double check if there were any lost animals. Behind trees, under logs, and even underwater.
Hi, fishies!
Priscilla took care of the garden so well. Everything around her flourished and everyone was happy. The second caretaker was named Joey. He was a bad caretaker. All he ever did was eat candy and just throw away the wrappers on the floor because he was too lazy to stand up and throw them out. Joey never cared for the inhabitants of the garden. He never watered the plants. Instead, he drank all the water himself.
Some for me, some for you. Just kidding.
He loved to create havoc and chaos all over the place, taking the nicely placed rocks and soil all over the place. Climbing on top of trees and shaking little leaves, fruits, and insects. And he was just plain mean.
La 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 la. Ah! No!
One day, the owner decided to visit the garden and see if everything is going smoothly. He first came to Priscilla's side of the garden and saw how clean and beautiful it was. He complimented Priscilla and was happy for her hard work. Next, the owner of the garden came to Joey's side of the garden and saw how dirty and messy Joey's side of the garden was. The owner scolded Joey for his laziness. He was disappointed and finally decided to put up Joey's half for construction. Day after day, little by little, the garden was cleared out to pave streets and build restaurants. Joey is left without a home or food. Joey had nowhere to go. Remember the time when he lived in the garden so comfortably? If only he had taken care of the environment like he was supposed to. He would still live in paradise. He suddenly remembered Priscilla. Maybe he can go back and ask her to teach him how to live properly in the garden. Without a second thought, Joey ran back to the garden to see Priscilla. After thinking for a while, Priscilla finally agreed to teach Joey how to properly treat the garden. First, she taught him how to throw away recyclables from the other trash.
Yay!
She would teach him how to water the plants. And finally, she would teach Joey how to love the inhabitants of the garden.
Friend!
One day, the owner came back to the garden and saw Joey working very hard alongside Priscilla. He was very impressed at Joey's changing character. He was so impressed that he allowed Joey to come live and be a caretaker at the garden again. Joey was so thankful and he never forgot the lessons he learned ever again.